Good morning, guys. It has been a week that it rains daily, and then daily also we are monitoring the condition and health of our fish since we transferred them in here because this is outdoor, and then the rainwater will directly get into the pond. And then last time also, unfortunately, we have lots of casualty because of poor water quality. We are not really monitoring our coil last time because we are really focused on our GO or goldfish grow out competition entry. And since we transferred them in here, so we have added some time or lot of time in monitoring them because our GO also is placed in here. So going back on our topic today, so how do we maintain the health of the fish, of our fish, when it rains, then how we have good water quality also. So first, if you notice that I have a green water, so it doesn't mean it is green, it is not clean. So I intentionally have this green water for the coloration of the fish, and then so that the water will get matured early also, or gets matured fast. So since we have mentioned green water, if you are using spirulina powder or pellet, so it has same effect. So in here we are no longer using spirulina, but if we are making steam egg, so we just add a small amount of spirulina. But basically our color enhancer came from its natural source, which is the green water, or the algae of the water within the water. So here also in my daily maintenance, we do overflow daily. So I put it here in the hose in this last chamber, and then the overflow pipe is in the first chamber. So regularly daily we have an overflow, but since it rains daily, so we do it twice or 3 times a day depending on the volume of the rain. So every after the rain finish or stop or halted, we do water change or overflow. But if the rain is really, or if it rains very hard, so we do a much bigger amount volume of overflow or water change to dilute the rainwater. Especially we are located at the city where acid rain is really common because of the air pollutant. And then secondly, most common question is, are you feeding on rain days or when it rains? So in my practice, if I have a live food, so it is better than a pellet food because live food don't spoil the water. That's why we always have a culture of magnadap niya as a staple food, since we are just expanding our culture so that we can have plenty of live food daily for our female goldfish. And then actually it's up to you if you will feed your fish, but in my case I still feed them 2 to 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and I mean morning, noon, and 4 p.m. in the afternoon. But given we have good filtration, we have high aeration, and then we still follow the 5 minutes rule. So the fish must consume the food that you gave to them within 5 minutes so that it will not spoil the water, especially it is raining also. Supposedly also, since it is 7 days since we transferred them in here, we will do cleaning in the first chamber or in the mechanical filter. But since it is raining, we will wait when the rain stops, because we are avoiding, or we are making sure that the water circulate, so that the rainwater, when it comes into the pond, it will be diluted immediately or mixed with the pond water, the old water in the pond, so that the concentration of the rainwater will be separated or mixed immediately with the old water. And then for the aeration also, since I am feeding 3 times a day, I suggest that you will use ACDC air pump, so that in an event of power interruption, there is still an aeration, because aeration helps in the digestion of the fish. So without aeration, and then it's raining, there's a tendency that your fish will die, because rainwater also flushes out the dissolved oxygen. That's why we increase our aeration. So from usual 10 watts we are using, or we increase it into 60 watts. We use the full capacity of the ECDC or pump. So currently I'm using CP60. They said that the minimum of CP60 is 10 watts, and then the maximum is 60 watts or 80 watts. I think 80 watts. So here is my new water. I introduced new water, and then if you see that that is the overflow water. So new water comes in and then distributed evenly to the 3 tank, and then the bottom water will go into the first chamber, and then the excess flushes out immediately. And then if you see, we have a high aeration, so that the new water and the rainwater will be diluted or mixed immediately with the old water. So if you don't have good aeration and filtration, and then especially if you don't have ECDC air pump, so I recommend to really minimize feeding, because here in the Philippines, when it rains, it is really common to have a power interruption. We don't want our fish to die. So I think that's all that I can share to you today. So after 2 weeks, we'll turn this water to clear. 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on the condition or the weather condition. So be with me, or so I think that's all that I can share to you today. So if you are new to my channel, please support it by clicking the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so that you will be notified to my upcoming videos.